Yeah. It's January 6th, 2022. Max Halloway versus Volkanovski just got announced. And yo, look, that's my favorite fighter. That's my 2022 favorite fighter. I love Max Halloway. I love Volkanovski too. It's tough, man. I love all these dudes, man. You know, they all got a story. They all work extremely hard. Some of them are cheaters. A lot of them have high levels of integrity. I think all of them do, despite their public persona. So I got love for everybody on the UFC roster. But I love Max Halloway better, bro. You know, I genuinely think those two fights between them could have been draws, and probably should have been draws. You get into the conversation of like, oh, the champion, you need to take the belt from the champion. And I get that, but at the same time, it's like, no, I think we should be talking about who won the fight, not like did the challenger do enough to take the belt from the champion. Even though I like that too. I like that. I like that idea. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, we're looking at who's better, who won that fight. And it's hard to say, man. I don't think, I'm telling you, I love Max Halloway. Max Holloway is my favorite fighter right now, but I don't think he won those two fights. I think it was a draw. I think we need another round. I think we need a 6th round. I think we need a Nate Diaz 7th round. You know? I think we need a Nick Diaz 8th round. We need to see that fight again. And so we're going to. The Alexander Volkanovski fight with Brian Ortega was fucking insane. And I think that was the walkout of the year. Brian Ortega, bro, come on. Ariel Helwani's like, I don't know the reference of Purge. Bro, what are you talking about, dude? You're a nerd, dude. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, you Mr. Potato Head looking motherfucker? You don't know Purge? Where people get murdered and Brian Ortega comes out with the fucking Purge mask and the fucking scary sirens and shit, and it feels like somebody's about to get fucking murdered. It was a great fight, man. Those it's a Darce, right? No, not a Darce, guillotine. Those guillotines are tight, dude. I know. I trust me, I know. Ask Danny Trala. I know how tight them guillotines are. But I don't think guillotines are enough, man. For a guillotine to like really finish somebody, your knuckle almost has to be like on the dude's fucking Adam's apple, and you have to crush their throat in with your fucking knuckles. Otherwise, it's not enough to just like choke somebody out, in my opinion. But Brian Ortega's an expert, and he must have had the glove knuckles on Volkanovski's throat, because Volkanovski's like, I made a weird noise. And I know exactly what he's talking about. He was getting choked the fuck out. But typically a guillotine, like Connor will tell you in the Dustin fight, a guillotine's not enough. I could tell you with Danny Trala, the guillotine wasn't gonna be enough, but it was like a good stalling move. Dustin Poirier could tell you with Habib, the guillotine wasn't enough. You burn your arms out before you choke the other person out. So like I said, you have to get your knuckles like on the Adam's apple, and Brian Ortega did. And even without that, it was very impressive striking by Brian Ortega. What he did with Korean Zombie's fucking insane. The PEDs conversation's tough, man. I wish I didn't even just bring it up right there, but it's true. And you know, like, who knows who's, you know, Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz says everybody's on steroids, but Volkanovski, he only fought, who else did he fight, man? Was it only Ortega since Halloway? Volkanovski's only fought Ortega since Halloway? You know, Max Halloway, what him and Yair Rodriguez did, and especially what Yair Rodriguez did after not fighting for how much time? 3 years or something? Holy shit. Talk about Mexican pride, right? He's from Mexico City. Talk about Mexican pride, dude. That, I'm telling you, Ortiz blood go dumb should know I never quit. You know, we go retarded, dude. That's why Max Holloway's got some of that. Something about like some like native ass blood or something. It's like some Aztecish, you know, that Hawaiian blood's like the same shit. But it is crazy to think about. They both only had one fight in between. I would have liked to see two. I'd have liked both of them fight two other people before that, but no, Max Holloway did. He fucking beat the shit out of Calvin Kattar. Holy shit, that was a crazy fight. I watched that fight live. My brother-in-law was riding for Calvin Kattar because he's out of the same fight camp as, who was it, man? A couple other really tough dudes that I'm actually fans of. And my brother-in-law was super impressed by what Calvin Kattar did against the Dagestanian dude who looks like Abraham Lincoln. That dude's super impressive, yo. That dude's crazy. And Calvin Kattar, everybody says if there was another round, you know, it would have went his way or something. But what Max Holloway did that night against Calvin Kattar, again, is UFC history, man. That's for eternity. That's one of the greatest moments in combat sports, period. That shit was incredible. He had the spirit of Muhammad Ali in him, the spirit of William Wallace, the spirit of Batman, you know what I mean? And like, it's fucking super, that was super incredible to watch live. So them fighting a third time is a must do. It's necessary. And Volkanovski, man, I get where he's coming from. And he's, you know, look, the reality of this situation is two people who are that good, it really comes down to how many times you fight. If you fight 10 times, there's gonna be 5 wins here, 5 wins there. Volkanovski's trying to prevent that from happening. He's not stupid, and he has the utmost ultimate confidence, and I love him. And I genuinely think, I actually don't like the idea of Max taking the belt from him, because I think he's one of the greatest champions. I think his champion persona, I think how he demonstrates as a champion is one of the most upstanding, noble, you know, champions in UFC history. I think he's a super dope champion. So I actually kind of don't want to see this fight, even though we all have to. It's going to be incredible. Max Holloway is my favorite fighter 2022. I think he is the current GOAT of MMA. I really believe that. John Jones, everybody knows, look, despite the controversy, John Jones has one of the best fight IQs in fighting ever. I'm talking about all the way in the samurai days where they were fucking fighting with swords. John Jones is up there with all of them. And but I think Max Holloway is next to him, and I think he might even edge him a little bit. You know, if you look at his activity, if you look at, you know, his training methods, it's like, yo, Max Holloway is the fucking GOAT. This is gonna be a crazy fight. I can't wait to see it. We got a lot of great fights this year, obviously, and I'm extremely pumped up and excited for him, man. Peace out, yo.